It's the final few seconds before the lights go out, and the race to the podium begins. You know this battle will be won off the track as well as on it. You've studied your tactics, anticipated every move like a grandmaster. You've researched and analyzed, modified and fine-tuned to perfection. You have honed your instincts to give you an edge over your rivals. Your drivers focused, your team ready. The championship in the balance. First past the checkered flag, the goal. Epic victory or ultimate failure. There is only a heartbeat between them. Motorsport manager, take control.
All right. Good evening, good day, hello, whatever time it happens to be for you. I hope you're well. I hope you're having a good, what day is it today? Sunday, and I hope everything is good. I'm a bit later than I normally am on Sunday because basically the day was dedicated to my wife instead, and she's just left for a business trip, so now I'm free for, well, a few days even. I'm not going to stream for a few days, obviously, in a row I mean, but I'm free for that period of time, so we're going to carry on with our Motorsport Manager for a couple hours, and maybe after that I'm going to play a game with Devil's Angel, because we were talking about it, and we'll see if that's what we do, but that'll be off stream anyway, so I don't know why I'm bothering talking about it. Is the game showing? I can't tell. 1 second. Yes, it is. Good. Okay. So, music is off 100% in this game. It's not coming back on because they are copyright claiming every single video I make from this game, which is, I mean, the creators have the right to do it, and I actually blame the game designers who didn't procure music that they kept the copyright to. I don't actually blame the creators, but because you're copyrighting my stuff for literally a minute or a 2-minute segment when I'm streaming for hours, sorry, but I don't agree with that practice. So I fully accept your right to do so, but I'm not going to showcase your music, I'm afraid. So that's the that's what happens when this kind of thing happens. So no music during the gameplay, which is going to be relatively frustrating. There is sound in general, though, I hope. Yeah, you see the sound in general, just no music. Everything else is still working. A couple of things I'm going to cover in this stream as well, and I might cut this part from the video, we'll see, but I'm going to end up talking about it in the video, so I may actually leave this rambling intro in the YouTube stuff as well, because this series is relatively popular on YouTube for some reason. There's a couple of things I'm going to cover. I mentioned on what day was it? Thursday? I think it was Thursday. I mentioned on Thursday that I'd maybe give an update on health, and I've since been asked about it in DM, so I'm going to give a quick update on health for those of you who know about it. Those of you who don't know about it, you're going to learn something today that you didn't know. Those of you who do know about it, yeah, I'm going to give the update on what happened, but I'll keep it relatively light, I hope. The only other thing that we're going to talk about basically is Motorsport Manager, of course, and generally speaking, when I'm playing this game, I end up talking about something completely crazy, so we're probably going to talk about something crazy as well, because that's usually how these videos go. But we're going to do race 7 to race 9 today, and that means that we start in good old sunny Britain and Guildford, where it's often raining in-game as well as in, well, real life. And we're hopefully going to pick up a little bit of sponsor money just to keep our costs down, and we managed to keep around about, I don't know, if we can keep about 8 million at the end, that's how much we need to spend to improve the factory. So if we can keep 8 million at the end of the season, then we're doing pretty good, basically. Improving the factory is going to help us an awful lot, so that is we're going to pay for it even if we can't afford it, but if we can manage to afford it, that's going to be, obviously, much better. I don't think I had a look at the pit crew. I didn't, because there are people who are tired, so we're going to start by swapping out some pit crew members, starting with this dude. I didn't actually check if it was a dude. Oh yeah, it's Beardy Dude. Yeah, it's definitely a dude, because they're not all dudes, actually. Sometimes there are women in the pit crew as well. I realized I never actually explained how the pit crew works. I don't know if I need to, but I will quickly. They're obviously, each pit crew member has 5 numbers. There's a person who does tires, front jack, rear jack, refuel, and fixing. The 2 tyre guys at the front, they need the tyre and the fixing skill. The 2 tyre guys at the back, they need the tyres and refuel skill. And obviously the rear jack does the rear jack, and the front jack does the front jack. So even if somebody is pretty good at tyres, you need to make sure they're good at least one of the 2 jobs that they're doing alongside it. So whether it be refueling or fixing. So for example, if I put this guy on the refuel job, he's pretty useless, but on the fixing job, he's quite good. Well, he's average. So, you know, he can do that job, but he can't do the refuel job. And he's also pretty good at the front jack. So just worth keeping that in mind when I'm doing the swaps. And whenever you click swap in the actual team, they highlight the 2 skills that you need for whoever it is that you're going to swap with, which is actually quite helpful and something that I like in the game. And so we're going to take this person. Yes. And they're also tired, so we're also going to take probably this person. Yes, we're also going to take this person. So there's that. And fixing people are they're still okay. They're not so tired, and the jack people are also not so tired, so we'll leave them on. It was just the refueling people who got tired. It'd be weird if the fixing people got tired because I haven't been fixing the car. Because I made the car relatively reliable, if I remember rightly. It's been almost a week since I looked at it though, so I don't remember, to be perfectly frank with you. But yeah, we're mostly in the 80s and late 70s, 80s, so you know, bad hair all round. No, that was a terrible joke. So yeah, generally speaking, pretty good reliability all round for the stuff that we're actually using, at least. What else do we want to fix up? Probably these brakes. Yes, probably these brakes. And do we have everything in the car? So there were brakes and brakes, suspension there was only 1, and engine. Yes, we've put everything in the car, that's good. And do we want to build a second suspension, or do we want to wait 1 race to see if we can... how bad is our suspension actually? How bad is the free suspension? I mean, I know it wasn't built at all, but what's the range? 16 and 12. Yeah, we probably do want to make another suspension, to be fair. So I'm going to do that. We're going to spend some money. There should be at least, in theory at least, there should be 1 more upgrade. No, 1 more sponsor before the end, so we should be okay with that, I guess. Medium speed corners, reliability, wet tires and inters, not so helpful, but... these 2 things only work on wet tires and inters. Okay, that's not so useful. Reliability minus 10%, red zone plus 5%, okay. I mean, we could build one that we're going to use next season as opposed to this season. But to be honest, we could just simply use this again and just keep it cheaper, because I don't really like any of these. Reliability minus 10, red zone plus 5. I don't like that. Speed corners plus 30, risk level. I kind of like that, but I won't be able to use it, so it kind of feels like a waste of money. And medium speed corners plus 25, reliability on wet tires and inters specifically. So no, I think we're just going to leave it with the basic part. Yes, continue anyway. Damn your advice. Don't want your advice. Yes. Alright. So the other thing that we had to look at actually, wait, we replaced everybody, did we in the end? No, we didn't replace Oscar, but we replaced the we replaced one of the mechanics and we replaced the designer, so our designs are going to be much better in theory. Though I wasn't particularly impressed with that option that I had for the suspension there, of course. No, I guess that we did buy Oscar as well. Yeah, sorry, we did. We replaced the entire team. Yes, so the drivers are what we want to replace long term now. So they've all got 5 months left on their contract. We might keep Faith and Andre actually, because they're not bad. They're not going to upgrade, which is what I don't like about them. And Faith is quite old as well. I mean, she's basically my age, but in sport she's quite old. And yeah, our excess guy is kind of crappy, so we definitely want to replace him as well. But alright, otherwise I think we're good to move on at the moment. It's Andre's birthday! Okay then, good for Andre. Do we want to spend some money on him? That's the question. Will dry raids be allowed in the European Racing Series? Oh, we're going to talk about adding electricity to the cars? Don't know if that's good for me. It's Andre's birthday! Should we get him a nice present? I hear he's pretty touchy about his birthday. What do you think? I mean, 100,000. Can I just say, that's a bloody expensive birthday, no matter who you are. But I'm not a big birthday person, to be fair, so I don't know. Go on, just to keep him happy, we'll give him his birthday bash, or whatever you want to call it. So let's move on. Oh, and the music's not a problem on Twitch, by the way. So if you happen to be playing this game and you're not so worried about the music, you can play it on Twitch without any problem. It's on YouTube. It gets claimed, and it gets automatically claimed by the music owners, essentially. Which, like I said, is perfectly within their rights, and I support their right to do so. But I'm not going to play their music if they're going to do it, because I don't agree with this practice in general. I say that as well as somebody who writes music. I'd much rather somebody be listening to the music than, you know, me getting paid basically nothing, because it appears for a couple of seconds in a 2-hour video or whatever. I don't see the point in that. Okay, so let's get on to Guildford. Engine cooling system problem. Oh dear. Oh dear. We found a leak in Andre Gomez's engine cooling system. It's all because of his bloody birthday. See, this is why I don't like birthdays. It makes engines break or something. That's the logic behind what I said, I guess. Parts reliability be out of the window if we can't fix it. Minus 50 reliability. I mean, ouch, but I don't really have a choice. So keeping our 8 million budget, I think we've already lost it. But we'll see. So what exactly are we voting on here? So drivers can make use of technological improvements, decreasing the impact of driver skill. We have average drivers at the moment. We can maybe buy some cheaper drivers though and save a bit of money in that department potentially if we vote for this. How many points do I have? I already have 3. Yeah, there's no point in abstaining at this stage. I guess I'll vote for. Yeah, I guess I'll vote for. Just 1 though. We don't need to make a huge deal out of it. It's not worth 2 or 3 points to us. I'm a bit surprised that I'm actually very surprised that Archer voted for it, because Archer are one of the better teams. Doesn't make a lot of sense to me to work on making other teams competitive, but okay. Actually, I keep mixing up Archer with Octane. Maybe Archer is the bad one when I think about it. Anything you vote on as well, it comes through in the next season. It doesn't come through in the exact season in which you run it. And how good was that? It was basically equally good to the last one, yeah? Yeah. It is exactly equally good to the last one. So okay, we'll work on getting that a little bit safer, essentially, and we can stop working on that for now. I guess we'll go 6 and 4, so we at least have the engines finished before the race. The engine's not going to be so important in Guildford though, because Guildford is a, you know, like most British things, we drive on the wrong side of the road, we drink tea as we drive, and we get biscuit crumbs all over our car seat, etc. But yeah, lots of crazy corners and things. Just a reminder that we are currently 10th place out of 10 in the team championship. This is currently bang on your original target for 10th. Not bad at all. You suck, and I'm happy about it. I'm glad, Mr. Winthrop. I'm glad that I'm glad you have literally no ambition, because it's keeping us alive for this season at least. Travel to Guildford. Doesn't that sound Let's go with spiffing. Doesn't that sound spiffing? Our brakes are so weak. I know. Thank you. Thank you, Anthony. Our car is shit. I'm well aware. I'm perfectly aware of that. I appreciate the Reminder. It's kind of like the it's kind of like playing Valkyria Chronicles, and they keep telling me, that tank, stop that tank. Yeah, yeah. You don't say. I thought we were just gonna let it go through without any problems. Okay, so 13 for above because we're not getting 5th or 2nd. Actually, Guildford isn't the track shape that I was thinking of. I was thinking that I was mixing German with Munich. That's where German got into my brain there. I was mixing Guildford with Munich in my brain. But actually, Guildford has this horrible hairpin corner down here, and this, I don't know, shoe shape? Yeah, let's go with shoe. It kind of looks like a shoe, yeah? A shoe for somebody with tiny feet, and a swollen ankle, and broken toes. Yeah, okay, fine. It's not a shoe, but whatever. We're calling it a shoe. Yeah, we're sticking with shoe. Shoe sounds good. It's a shoe. It's obviously a shoe. What do you mean it doesn't look like a shoe? What do we get up to? 67. Do we want to use it? I don't know. That's pretty unreliable, to be fair. But it is a lot better. Okay, we'll take the risk. Our options are basically take risk and lose, or don't take risk and lose. So, I mean, that seems like a pretty straightforward option, doesn't it, when I think about it? Probably. Yeah, we'll go with that. Alright, and to good old sunny Britain, where we generally replace the word wedding with wetting, and we generally replace the word, well, that would usually be censored with "cool blimey, mate," and things like this. So yeah, let's go home. I haven't been home in a long time, actually. Very long time. How many years has it been since I've been back to Britain now? It's been 3 years. No, I would have gone there during the period actually when I couldn't be in Russia. So we're talking like yeah, 2 years and somewhere between 2 years and 3 years. I haven't been back home in a while. I mean, Moscow is home, but I mean the place where I came from, home, you know. And look, it's raining. There's a surprise. Ambient sound. How I missed you. Alright, we'll give Domingo a chance to actually do some driving, so he can set up the car as usual. And as per usual as well, I do have all of the setup saved, because I've played in European a lot, and this team needs all the help it can get, so instead of doing things with my brain, I do things with my past brain, because my past brain is usually, well, better than my current brain. Yeah, we'll stick on the yellow tires, and we'll stick on the yellow tires. Did I just do the car setup on the same car twice like an idiot? I did, didn't I? Yes, I did. Good. Jesus, 88? But okay, I think I'm going to have to change some of this, but we'll see, we'll see. It's raining. I just said it's raining and I didn't put wet tires on. Am I insane? Yes. Yes, I am. So let's get some inters on instead, because that makes much more sense than using the yellows, doesn't it? Yes, yes, yes. Take practice. Send out. Let's get on a 4-lap stint, because I have a feeling that I'm going to have to change some of this. Code of Exiles, okay. I realize that you can't see my overlay. I hope you can't see my overlay anyway, but sometimes it's interesting the things that pop up when I'm playing. Like, people I haven't spoken to in a very long time suddenly come up with games that I haven't heard of in a long time, so that was what just happened there. Somebody I haven't spoken to in literally years is playing Conan Exiles, which is a game I haven't heard about in years. So, fun. Anyway, so handling is feeling... I didn't actually read that, it was too quick. Whatever. Downforce feels bang on, good. If the downforce is good, the handling is probably good. It's not exactly how it works, but it feels like I've got just the right aero setup. Yeah, good. Maybe I could have gone for the full 6 then. I was actually right. See? I should trust in past AD Brain. Past AD Brain is better than now AD Brain. AD Brain go boom. Or something. And we're already halfway through and we're already out of fuel. Okay, so we'll have a look to see how happy our boys are. They look pretty happy, to be fair, didn't they? 94%, pretty happy. Okay, so yeah, trust in your past self when you pass self. remembered how to play this game better. I did say I'd talk a little bit about health, so there was a period 2 years ago where basically I stopped playing games for the most part. Or at least I stopped taking games seriously, and I stopped playing games in basically games I was playing a lot of, like this game, like Valkyria Chronicles. All these games, I didn't finish them, I stopped playing them, and I did other things with my time. And recently, because I've been streaming a lot, the balance hasn't really come back, but I'm working on readdressing the balance, so I do a combination of streaming. I'm not really gaming for myself, I'm mostly streaming. I'm mostly gaming when I'm streaming. And also working on projects. I'm going to start actually... That's the other thing I want to talk about. I said I was going to talk about something else. I'm going to start actually giving myself some... what the hell's the word? Some... Culpability. Let's say that. No, that's a bad word, but we'll use it. Culpability. I'm going to start giving myself some culpability, apparently, by streaming some of the... I say streaming, I mean Discord streaming. Some of the behind-the-scenes stuff for Demons, because I'm not working on it enough, and I should be working on it more. So I'm going to start actually streaming on my Discord, at least. So at least people can see... Even if people aren't watching, it feels like to me people can see me actually working on it, because I'm not doing as much as I should be at the moment, and I'm not happy about it. So I'm going to start doing some things using Discord and streaming it. So anything that I do with the RPG game is going to be on Discord in the background. Maybe not the Russian, because that's... I need to concentrate on that when I'm doing it. So that's not likely going to be something that I... What is that? My chat isn't working apparently. Maybe you've all been talking to me this whole time and haven't noticed. Nope, still didn't show me. I don't know what just happened, but I thank you for it. Interesting. Yep, it's not coming up on my chat at all, so I don't know what happened there, but I appreciate it, and I can't remember what that music was for specifically. That was a host! Thank you for the host, okay. Thanks, Devils, I appreciate it. Is my thing not showing? I guess it's not, hang on. Should be. Interesting. Did it show? I don't know. Oops, I don't want to bout, I want home. If it didn't show, I'll have a quick look at Streamlabs. Don't worry about it. I hope you're enjoying the game, dude. I am enjoying the game, yes, thank you. Did it show up, though? I'm not entirely sure, and Streamlabs has been weird for me the last week or 2 weeks, something like that, so... Yeah, what was I in the middle of saying? I was in the middle of talking about stuff I'm doing on Discord. Yes, that's what I was doing. Thank you for the host. I appreciate it. I appreciate it very much. And thank you for hanging around. And hello. Good to have you here. It showed on stream. Good. Okay, I'm glad. So yeah, I'm going to start streaming some of the behind-the-scenes stuff in Discord, but not the Russian stuff that I'm doing on the RPG, but everything in English. All of the artwork that I'm doing. Maybe some music, maybe not, because again, that requires a certain level of concentration. I'm pretty competent as a composer, but sometimes my brain does some wacky things and I decide to improvise a bit and I go in a weird direction, then have to come back, and I'm not so sure that's particularly entertaining to watch. I'll think about that one. Maybe that's exactly why it would be entertaining to watch as well, though, so, you know, tough choice. But yeah, that's what I wanted to say about Demons, I guess. And what else was I in the middle of saying? I was also in the middle of talking about health, wasn't I, and going back to Britain and stuff like that. Yes. So I stopped playing games a couple of years ago because I had some very serious health problems. Let's not sugarcoat it. I had some very serious health problems. And basically since then I've had a few surgeries, and I've taken a lot of pills, and I've changed a lot of things in life, and taken a lot of pills. I've taken a lot of medication. Probably should have reworded that a little bit better. And in general I changed some things in life in general, and it didn't exactly get better. It hasn't gone away, so anybody who does know the details, but my prognosis is much better than it was. It's like 10 times better than it was, quite literally, so that's good, because with the original prognosis I should be dead by now, but I'm not. So you know, I got a few decades in me yet, hopefully, assuming that it doesn't come back so aggressively. So that's the update basically. I'm gonna leave it nice and simple like that. So anybody who's aware of the health problems, it was really bad. It was a tough time and it was dark, but I got through it and I have a much better prognosis after everything. So there we go. That's why I'm back to streaming and not worrying so much about it for the most part. So that's there's that. Anybody who was concerned, asking, or I don't know. I'm not assuming malice, but to be honest, it can sometimes be the case that somebody tells you something terrible is going to happen, then it doesn't happen, and you start to question whether it was real. It was real, it is real, but it's better. So, there's that. Yeah. Right, so let's do some racing. Now, as we all know, because we've been watching this series for... If you've been watching this series for the past... few races, my everything sucks with this team. Literally everything. Terrible cars. The drivers are okay actually, and now the mechanics are okay as well, but the cars are terrible, and you know, I always assume that I'm going to finish in last place and 19th place. Though we could have a race like we did in... Was it Munich where it all went crazy? I think it was Munich, where, you know, 5 cars crashed, and none of them were our cars, so hopefully we have another race like that, where we are not one of the cars. But we'll see what happens in that regard as well. Cargo burr. Cargo something. I'm not sure what it goes, but maybe something. And thank you, Devils, for the commentary there. I was going to just mention it and bypass it, and I'm going to stick with that tactic, I think. But I appreciate the kind words. I've already forgotten how to zoom. And I mean, if I try and do it with the mouse wheel, it tends to be terrible, but there is a button for it. So I think I'm fully zoomed in. I can never actually tell if I'm fully zoomed in or not. Vroom vroom! Yes, that is the dude. Hello, Shores. How are you doing? Are you well? And how's your weekend been? Because it's Sunday. And hopefully Sunday is a good thing. I need a couple of seconds for my brain to readjust to being on a live platform and playing a game for a second, but I'll be back in just a moment, I'm sure. Anyway, I hope you're well. Good to see you. And yes, Shores is indeed the dude. So you can bring it up and chat with him if you want to, or maybe I'll mention it in a bit because it's maybe something that we're going to test tonight. So maybe I'll bring it up actually. Well, had a relaxed weekend. Good. Brain go burn now too? Yeah. It tends to happen when you go back to a dark place for a bit, and it takes you a couple of seconds to get out of it, you know. Because another thing that some people know actually, and I also should have given an update on, and this is mostly for YouTube people. The people in stream don't know about all this, to be fair, but some people watch me on YouTube who used to watch me relatively regularly, and it's definitely not for students as well, because you don't need to worry about that if you're a student of mine. But yes. I went through my period, and shortly after we had a pretty big cancer scare with the wife, and she also is doing much better now. So we went through a dark couple of years, and that's actually why I took the hiatus from Blood Bowl for the most part, from streaming. It's why I handed over my community to competent people who had more free time and could manage all of the work behind it, and even though one of the things is... It's not even technically mine now, actually. I've handed it over to Meshuggah completely. So Chaos Invitational is now actually Meshuggah's. It's not even mine anymore. I still say that it's my league, because I set it up, but it's not anymore, actually. I handed it over to Meshuggah. It's his. And he's got a good team running it, and I basically just sit in the background and make jokes sometimes in the boardroom, because that's what any good founder of a something does. I was going to say company. It's not a company. But yeah. Oh, we also have Newt's health problems as well. So we're a funny family with lots of health issues that come and go, and we have to keep an eye on. Newt has pretty big issues with his kidneys as well, and he's on a very strict diet, and he has to have regular checkups. And I've been on this for way too long. Let's get off it. And in general, he's actually quite expensive for us, because he's the one who has the majority of checks now, so all of the money, medication-wise, goes his way. So yeah, I wanted to give that update because I mentioned it on Thursday, and since Thursday some people asked me about it, so there we go. Anybody who asks me now, I'll just point you to the update I just gave. I'm going to move on from that now, if that's okay. So, Dead Shores, AD and I are going to try and play some HOI later tonight. Sorry, that sounds too much like a Russian swear word, I had to say it like that. Do you want to join? I didn't necessarily mean inviting him tonight, but sure. In general though, Shores, we're looking at maybe doing a run-through of HOI with a group at some point if you want to play. It doesn't have to be tonight. But yeah, because we were talking about maybe making a group of... How many people did we mention in the end? Like 5, I guess? Because you mentioned me, you, Shores, Pixel, I think, and Mr. K. Were they the 5? I think they're the 5. HOI is hello in Dutch, yeah. HOI is cock in Russian, so, you know, that's why I said it like that. Just to kind of lighten the mood a bit. So, yes, I'm fully aware that it's hello in Dutch. That's actually a... There you go, that's the crazy thing for today then. The HOI thing is actually a really big problem because Devils can maybe sorry, Mr. K was for Total War, not for HOI. Okay. Anyway, Devils can probably attest to this, but we have a lot of sounds in the English language that have HOI as its sound. So if it's very hot, for example, we sometimes go HOI. And if we lift something heavy, for example, we sometimes go HOI! And you know, we say this word in many different ways, and it is literally the worst swear word in Russian. So if you want to say the worst possible word you can say in Russian, just say the word HOI. There we go. There's your Russian lesson for today. Just be a British person struggling, and you can say the worst Russian word in the Russian language. Isn't that great? There's been cannon fodder and memeing, but that's fine, right? Shores, you'll probably be the best out of all of us so far. We're all in that same position where we'll just be cannon fodder and just hoping everybody else does all of the work in Hearts of Iron. So, you know, it'll be like Sea of Thieves basically. So, you know, we all have our roles, and everybody else does everything else. So same kind of idea. And yeah, 100% true, exactly. So it can be a really interesting experience if you're on a train, for example, and there's a little boy or a girl in the cabin with you, and you lift your suitcase and put it on the top, and it's a bit of a struggle. So you just shout out "cock," basically in Russian, but that's not what it actually means. So yeah. And to be honest, I say it means cock, but it doesn't have the same. It's not the same weight. I mean, cock is not that bad a word. For the most part. Probably need to pit, actually. Cock is not that bad a word for the most part, but HOI absolutely is, essentially. So, there we go. There's your fun fact for the day. We're only, what, like half an hour in, and I'm already talking about stuff? Yeah, great. AI carrying us, that's probably the way. That's fine, Devils. Have a good look. Enjoy yourself. And thank you again for the host, I appreciate it. Now that I'm talking about cocks, yeah, I'm sure that you're glad you hosted me as well. So no problem at all. Oh, I didn't fix that in the yeah, I remember about the you telling me that the tab worked. I forgot to fix it. I'll fix it. I'll try and remember to fix it after this stream, because I remember you saying it. Right, there's a race going on, and to be honest, I have no idea what's happening in this race now. So we're gonna have a look at what's happening after we make this pit. So we're currently in 13th and 5th with quite a few people still to pit. So maybe Gomez can hold a relatively strong position. And 13th is our sponsor objective. Though of course we are relatively early in the game. And oh, there go the frame rates. Bye bye frame rates. It was nice knowing you. I'll stop saying cock if you come back. There we go. Good. Okay then. I probably won't stop saying that, to be fair, but you know. Overall, it's all good. Not last, good enough. Yeah, our cars have actually got relatively... I don't want to say competitive, because they're not competitive, but I don't know. It feels a lot better. And I'm on the normal settings. Why? You can pick up pace a bit, actually, for a lap or two. And same with Anthony when she comes out. I'm just not paying enough attention to the race. I kind of free myself by giving the health update. It's been weighing on me actually, because people are interested in it, which I think is fair. And I don't know, I hadn't brought it up, so I thought I'd talk about it quickly. And when else to do it other than a Tuesday chill-out stream? I know it's not Tuesday, but we're doing the Tuesday chill-out stream anyway, because on Tuesday actually Blood Bowl 3, the second beta is out, and I was part of the first beta, so I'm also part of the second beta, because that's the way they set it up. So I'm hoping to have a look at it. I'll try and stream it, but I'm not convinced it will work, to be honest, but I will try and stream it. Or at the very least I'll give like a rundown of what I see. I am going to give my first impressions of it as well though on stream, definitely. So just looking around at the UI, seeing what they fixed, seeing what they changed. I did ask them if there were any limitations, and they haven't responded, actually. So, but they're responding to other people with other questions, so I don't know how to take that. So at the moment I'm assuming there are no restrictions on what I can stream. So unless I hear back otherwise, I'm going to show everything and see if it's working better than it was at first. I'll start off by playing the AI, which is always a terrible idea in general. I mean, the AI is useless, and I guess it's still useless, but I will have a go at it. And then play an online game afterwards if I have time. And my wife's on a business trip for the next 3 days, so I should have plenty of time, though on Wednesday I still work too much. Okay, back to chat. We don't need frames. Yeah, I know. I still have no idea why this game drops frames, because it's not a graphics intensive game at all. So it's a bit weird that it drops frames sometimes, but it does. And hey, Dogarax, I'm still not sure how to say your name, so I'm going to keep... If I am butchering it, I'm probably going to keep butchering it, to be honest. But you can give me a pronunciation guide for it if you're up for it, because I prefer to say people's name correctly. Regardless, though, how are you? Are you having a good weekend? Is everything good? Glad to see you again. Glad to have you around. And we've just been talking about... what have we just been talking about? Russian cocks, and not going back to Britain, and driving in a terrible, terrible team. Though we're actually doing pretty well in our terrible, terrible team at the moment, actually. And I need to slow this back down again. There we go. Let's try and get a little bit of whip out of the team. We're actually 9th and 13th. I don't know how we're holding on to it, but we are. We're doing much better. So that's good. Well, we weren't talking about Russian cocks, actually. We were talking about cock in Russian. That was the point. You going back to the UK? No, I'm not going back to the UK. Definitely not for the long term. Definitely not for the long term, but even for the short term, I don't think I'll be going back anytime soon, to be honest. I was just reminiscing that I haven't actually been back for 2.5 years. I might have to go back for a bit with my that's a bit complicated, but I'll go into it a little bit. I need to update my immigration status this year by September, and I have a relatively limited time to do it. So there may be a month or two where I may actually have to leave the country. So I may have to go back to the UK for a bit, but it won't be long term. And even if that happens, nothing will change really. It'll be like a holiday where I'm working. So not so much. But no, I have no intention of going back to the UK anytime soon. I got nothing against the UK. Sometimes people assume that I do for some reason. I really don't. It's just not where I live or work or anything, actually. So, you know. The things I miss from the UK, though, I do sometimes miss, especially bakery stuff. We actually have a pretty good bakery downstairs now, so I can have some good sweet stuff from a bakery, which is pretty good. But I don't have that very often. But I actually miss savoury things like pork pies, and I don't know. I miss I wouldn't say I miss British food, because British food is pretty bad in general. I miss certain cheeses though, and things like this. So whenever I go back, I usually eat a load of shit for a week, and then I'm sick of it all again, and then, you know, I fill up my bar for a couple of years, and then a couple of years later I want it again. So now my bar is empty on British stuff, so I sometimes think about trying to get hold of some British things. Though I have mostly switched from coffee to English style tea, so I at least I don't even like English style tea, but it's safe for me to drink, so that's why I've switched it. So I at least pretend like I'm having my coffee fix by drinking milk in tea, which is an abomination to some people, but I think it's an abomination too, actually. But I put up with it, so you know. I think that whenever I'm playing this game, I'm just going to ramble about things, to be honest, because I don't know. It seems to be the mind state that I'm in when I'm playing it. There's only so much I can say that's happening, you know. But anyway, we're holding on to 11th and 14th. So we got one driver within the range, we got one driver out, and 3 laps and 4 laps, 50%, 54%. We're going to go one more lap before we pit Gomez, and then hopefully he can survive the rest of the race and maybe pick up a position or 2. And Anthony, I might keep Anthony out for 2 races so she can really run it home in the last couple of laps. But we'll see how that goes. Yeah, that's basically all I have on the racing front. That's why I end up talking about rubbish, I guess. I guess we'll mention it now that people are here, and I didn't shout him out, so I will actually shout out all 3 of you now, actually, probably. So shout out to Devil's Angel first, because he was here first, he gave me a host, and also I'm going to be playing a game with him later, probably, but it'll be off stream. What is it? It's XX Devil Z Angel. Yeah, that's it. I think that's it. So shout out to Devil's Angel first. He's also a British streamer. He's a VTuber with a model made by Amber Gray, who I forgot to shout out in the last video as well. So I may actually give her a shout out as well, even though she's not here. He's a fun lad in general, and he's very much British, and I forgot to pit. Damn it, I'm pitting now. He's very much British, and recently I've seen him mostly playing Hearts of Iron, but he's also played Raft with another streamer, and there's been a couple other things he's played as well, I think. I haven't actually caught too many of his streams, to be fair, but I've caught a couple. But anyway, he's a good laugh, he's good fun, and he's really close to 100 actually, so if you're not following him, then help him get over the 100 mark, because, you know, he's really close, and he does deserve it. And I'll be playing some Hearts of Iron with him after stream, in theory, though we won't be doing it on stream. In the future we might stream it, but for now we're not. Next we'll do Dead Shores. So Dead Shores is a Dutch streamer who mostly streams in English, but he does sometimes speak Dutch as well when there are Dutch people around him, which there usually are, because he usually plays in Dutch servers. He plays a lot of Minecraft. I say he plays a lot of Minecraft. He has a weekly thing with Minecraft public server, the private server, sorry, that he's not sure how long it's going to last. And after that, we usually play Sea of Thieves together, so I'm usually part of his stream and part of his terrible crew. I say we're terrible, we actually do fine, to be fair. I mean, one of the funniest moments we had was when we were trying to get our ship destroyed. We ended up being really good at PvP, and we destroyed 2 other ships before we went down ourselves. So I say we're terrible, but you know, we do okay, actually. Anyway, Dead Shores is also good fun, and he's not too far from affiliate, so I don't remember your numbers, but you know, he's on an affiliate run, so if you're not following, give him a follow as well. And Dogorax apparently was playing HOI 2, so there we go. Maybe we can even include you in the potential game that we're planning. We don't really have much of a plan beyond we're going to play Hearts of Iron at the moment, though, to be honest. So what have I seen Dogorax playing? I've seen Dogorax playing Hitman with all of the sexy nuns, which was a really bad decision from the designers, but whatever. And what were you playing yesterday? Was it DayZ or Dead by Daylight? Or it may not have been yesterday, but last time. One of the survival games that I don't really know. I'll go with that. And apparently Hearts of Iron as well recently, so there we go. Also seems pretty fun. Romanian streamer, but streams, as far as I could tell, entirely, exclusively in English, but maybe does some Romanian as well. You'll have to ask him. Yeah, but overall he's been pretty positive, so you know, worth checking out as well. I have no idea how many followers he has. I think he's bigger than all three of us, so give him a follow anyway, but I don't think he's working towards anything at the moment, to be fair. Right, did we survive that? We didn't really. We got to 15th. We may have screwed ourselves. May not have as well though, because at least Chu still has to. Valdez has really weak tires, and we can actually probably really push here. I have 24 followers last I saw. I need 50 followers for affiliate. The rest I've got. Yeah. So there you go. You're halfway there. That's fine. And okay, we have a Kraken apparently. That's good. So I'm actually going to push the cars to their limits. Yeah, we're only a little bit orange. We're fine. Yeah, we're kind of completely orange, but we're fine. Let's try and push the cars to the limits to try and hold on to our sponsor, because we really need that 200,000. It's not a lot of money. Well, it's a lot of money for me, but it's not a lot of money for the racing, so there is that. I did say I shout out Amber Gray as well, so let's do that. Amber Gray had a birthday yesterday, and she had a pretty fun birthday stream actually. Underscore Gray. Mostly because I forgot to shout her out yesterday. I forgot to shout everybody out yesterday. It wasn't anything personal. I just forgot to shout out everybody yesterday, so. A Smork Kraken. Alright then. I forgot to shout out everybody yesterday. Amber is also a VR tuber, also British. Plays a lot of games. She's a variety streamer. She actually has a community night every Friday where she plays games with her Twitch, her followers basically, which is really positive. And overall, she's built a very, very positive. Okay, we got lots of crazy Krakens. All right, fine, have fun. In general, she has a very positive community. So, and I've met a lot of people through that actually, both streamers and non-streamers, and we've all kind of helped each other grow. So, Amber's really good for that kind of stuff. So, if you want to go to somewhere with positive vibes and kind of a lewd mind, and some pretty funny moments, then by all means go check her out and take part in the community nights on Friday, because they're always good fun, especially if she's drinking, especially if we're all drinking. That's always good fun. Oh, and Dead Shores plays Dungeons 3 on Fridays as well. I forgot about that one, so there we go. Okay, I think I'm done with shoutouts now. So, good. We're currently holding on to our sponsors, but we still got a whole race to go, and I'm watching the wrong car, so let's watch Anthony, who is actually trying to hold on to the sponsorship with 2 cars chasing her ass. But hopefully she'll survive these 2 laps, and with the car going at full whack, hopefully she'll keep them off her, but we'll see. It's just a wing. You don't need a wing. We're not flying. And Gomez's car has basically given up, so he's probably going to fall a few places now, but, you know, we only need one of them to get to 13. They don't both need to do it. No, hold on, Anthony. Don't lose it. Don't lose it. You can do it. I believe in you, girl. I don't really, but if I say I believe in you, maybe it'll work. We need more Kraken power. We got an Orc Kraken. We got a Velociraptor Kraken, and I don't know. We got a Kraken. It's not even a Kraken, it's an octopus, but you know, we'll stick with Kraken. Oof, this is going to be a tough fight. I can already see it. Who is she fighting with? Actually, she's fighting with Gerard. She's fucked. But you know, we'll hope that she manages to lose it as I'm saying it. We'll hope that she has a banana peel or a turtle shell or something in the background so she can knock the car out. Yeah, that's this game. Yeah. What is that one? Interesting. Does it work if I click on it here? It does. It's a dragon. Okay, it's a dragon Kraken. There we go. Yeah, very, very fitting. Very Welsh. Good. And there's the combo. A dragon, yes. A draken? Nah, draken is what a lot of languages call a dragon actually, so yeah, it's okay. Draig. It's a draig. There we go. And 3 times combo on the they've only shown the one thing that they 3-time comboed, but there was actually a 3-time combo on the majority of that. Oh, actually no. Oh, Dead Shores, you broke it. You didn't do it right. That's why we only got the small 3 times combo. Well, sucks. We finished 14th when we needed 13th, but I don't know. 14th in general for the team is pretty good. 14th and 16th, we're very happy with that result. And there was no way we were defending against Gerard. Gerard has one of the best. Gerard has the superpower where he can refuel in like 7 seconds. And he's probably Gerard when I think about it, because he's French. But still, you know, he's not really somebody that we can fight successfully, to be honest. All right, good. Nobody crashed. That's a shame. But we got 14th and 16th anyway, so you know, our car is kind of fighting. Oh hello. That didn't help us. You need to be a bit lower. So Ansnov, no, not Ansnov. Marchetta actually dropped 2 positions because they had a bad part in the car, so that's been taken off them as well. And Arbello too. Are they the same team? No, they're 2 different teams. Yeah, shame. That's always the risk with using the bad part. If you manage to get found out, you get a fine. You lose points in the race that you took part in, and also the part gets taken off you. So in our case, for example, if we were to use that, we couldn't afford that punishment, essentially. So if we could afford that punishment, I would take the risk. If I was one of those 2 teams, I'd take the risk pretty happily. But as this team, we can't afford it because we need all the money that we can get. And Gomez's birthday, and yeah, Gomez's car having a minor explosion meant that we lost way too much money over the last couple of weeks, unfortunately. But oh well. Damn you, Gomez. Why did you have to have a birthday and become 23? How dare you? Or something. Yeah, that's good actually. Expected result 10th. We came 7th. That's a really good result for us actually. Really good. We're still losing too much money, and we got 3 races left. Same as always in stream by the way. I'm going to do 3 races, so we're going to do 2 more races in stream, and I'll leave the finale for next week. Actually, we're not too far behind, you know. Dembele is only 4 points ahead of us at this stage. I mean, we shouldn't be so excited about 18th, but damn it, we're excited about 18th. If we get 18th, we're going to be happy campers, or something. No jokes about camping and our cars being awful. I'm not going to go there.